We found out about the Delta variant being here on April the 1st. We didn't put India didn't go onto the red list until later on and was affected from April the 23rd.
Yeah, not quite right. We only knew that the Delta variant was a variant under investigation after April the 23rd, and we only knew it was a variant of concern after that as well.
Yeah,
so
but we knew that it was a variant that was here and originated from India right at the beginning of April. And on April the 2nd, we put Pakistan and Bangladesh on the red list, but it was only 17 days later that we put India on the red list. Now, you know, the fact of the matter is, NHS Test and Trace, March the 25th to April the 7th, showed that India had a positivity rate on arrivals of 5.1%, way more than Bangladesh with 3.7%. Whether we're going to quibble about the nature of the wording around the variant, the fact of the matter is there was an issue with COVID-positive travellers coming in from India, but we didn't shut the border until it was too late.
Well, I think you're mixing up a couple of things there. It's understandable, you know, because there's a lot of myth-making and propaganda out there.
I'm not myth-making, Mr. Gove.
Yes,
I'm talking about the positivity rate when it comes to COVID of travellers coming from India. I mean, surely that's of concern.
Yes, and two things. The first is that if you look at the positivity rate of people that were returning from Pakistan, and you look at the positivity rate of those who were returning from India in the period under question, the positivity rate of people returning from Pakistan was significantly higher.
Yeah,
that's why the Joint Biosecurity...
In those figures, I didn't mention Pakistan. I talked about Bangladesh.
Yeah, no,
3.7% positivity rate on arrivals, and India 5.1%. So India had a higher positivity rate than Bangladesh, but Bangladesh was put onto the red list more than 2 weeks before India.
We looked at the positivity rate of people coming from those countries. There was a higher positivity rate in that earlier period, which is why we placed the restrictions on Pakistan and on Bangladesh. And you're also talking about figures, you know, going on to April the 7th. The decision was taken before that. So, you know, you can shift the goalposts, you can use different forms of data, but the truth is that the Joint Biosecurity Centre made recommendations, we followed those recommendations, and we used all of the information that we had at the time in order to be able to take those decisions.
But Mr. Gove, setting aside Susanna's very carefully researched and forensically delivered figures, which are unarguable, just setting them aside...
No, I think
let me finish the question.
Sorry, Mr. Gove, what do you mean? These are literally your figures from NHS Test and Trace. I can give you another figure. On April the 2nd, the case rates confirmed per million in Pakistan, 21, Bangladesh, 41, India, 64. I mean, India had a bigger problem at a time when we were not putting it on the red list. We have an expert saying the problem was we were getting these cases coming in from India. Why was India put on the red list so late? You can scoff at these figures. These are NHS PHE figures showing that we were exposed to infections, and particularly from the Delta variant, and we left the border to India open too long.
No. The first point to make is that, as I said earlier, the positivity rate for people returning from Pakistan was higher. It was also the case that we acted on the basis of...
Bangladesh, it was lower.